What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for another urgent update for you guys, as we just brought you the news not long ago that Bastoni's agent and Inzaghi's agent are set to go head-to-head at Hotspur Way at Inter Milan HQ regarding Bastoni's future, and it seems as though that has all been resolved now, and Bastoni will be staying at Inter Milan for at least next season. Matti Moretto came and gave us Bastoni's agent's words, and he says he will definitely stay at Inter and he's very happy at the club. And even Bastoni has come out and confirmed his agent's words as well. So it looks as though that deal is now dead in the water. Yeah. What are your feelings?
It's a massive blow. He's obviously the one we all wanted. He was Conte's #1 target. He was the one Conte identified as the ideal left centre-back that he wanted for next season. We all knew there was a big chance that Bastoni, who's an Inter boy and has his loving life at Inter Milan and came through the academy there, there's always a big chance that he was that his heart would rule his head, and the club obviously would prefer to sell other targets anyway. So it looks like that's what's going to happen. It looks like Inter Milan are keeping their man. Bastoni's going to be staying for another year. I wouldn't be surprised if he signs a new contract. And we have to move on to other targets. The only good thing, I would say, that's come out of this is the fact it's happened so early. Window hasn't even opened yet. We now can move on from this and decide to go for other targets instead of wasting time trying to convince him to come and trying to negotiate with Inter Milan. I think we just put it to one side and we move forward. And I think there are plenty of other targets we can go for. And I think we just got to move on from it. It's a blow, though, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Do you think it has anything to do with maybe these links between Milan, Skriniar and PSG that have come out in the last couple of hours?
I think that's definitely, I don't think those links specifically, but I definitely think I think they've definitely got interest in other defenders. Dumfries, there's links to him leaving. Skriniar, there's links to him leaving. De Vrij, there's heavy links to him leaving. So I think they probably look at the situation and think, we don't have to let Bastoni go. He's young, he's 23, he's potentially the future of our defence. So why would we sell him right now when he's probably one whose value could even increase in the coming years, especially if he signs a new contract? So there's probably less reason for him to sell, considering Skriniar could well be going to PSG and other players as well. So that definitely, I think, has a part to play in this.
When they look at it, I mean, Bastoni is kind of just at the minimum of his value at the moment, and he's got a whole career to go. I mean, he's got 10 years until his value pretty much decreases. When you look at Milan Skriniar at 27, he is 26,
27, still good
20.
age.
It's a good age, but at some point in the next few years, his value is going to start decreasing and declining. De Vrij, 30 years of age, his value is nowhere near of those two. So. Look, Inter have kept their man. Bastoni, an Inter boy through and through, wanted to stay at the club, and there's nothing we can do. And I've seen people on Twitter being like, "Oh, Paratici in the mud" and all this kind of stuff. I mean, what can you do if a guy doesn't want to come?
If a guy doesn't want to, if he decided to stay and Inter Milan are going to force him out the door, there's nothing we can do. We can bid, we can do as much as we want, but the fact of the matter is there's no getting. We knew there was a chance this was going to happen. We just hoped that the Inter financials were that bad that he would be forced out. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems that Inter have got their way and Bastoni's happy. Look, we knew Bastoni was happy to stay, so that's the situation. He won't be joining Tottenham next season. So we move on to other targets, and maybe that's why you're hearing more talk about Pau Torres recently. That could be the reason. And also Lenglet as well, about Tottenham being offered Lenglet. Maybe we're starting to move on from him.
Yeah. I think so, and it seems as though we are kind of in negotiations with Villarreal. That's what Fabrizio Romano did confirm today as well, in regards to a Pau Torres and Giovanni Lo Celso deal to be done. Ryan Taylor recently in the last 10 minutes says that several other left-footed centre-back targets on Tottenham's radar, most notably Pau Torres, Sven Botman also of interest, but he does go on to say that Josko Gvardiol expected to remain at RB Leipzig.
He's going to be very difficult to get.
And those are our two top targets, Gvardiol and Bastoni.
Yeah, it is what it is. What can we do? We knew those would be the two hardest ones to get, and so it's proved. Gvardiol, I think, only very recently signed a new deal.
Yeah.
And so from that, and he's 20 years of age. He's very happy at Leipzig. So Leipzig, a rich club, so they're not going to be desperate to sell. So unless you're stumping up nearly 100 million, probably you're not going to be getting him. And then Bastoni, we're in the Bastoni situation, so we're going to have to make do with the best we can do. And I think Pau Torres is a good option. I like him. I think there are options there that definitely improve what we have at the moment and definitely take us to a new level. But unfortunately, it's not the ones which we truly want. But you can't always get what you want in football. We have to live with that. Paratici negotiates for multiple players for a reason, and it's for these kind of occasions. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm disappointed we're not going to get the one Conte truly wants, but there's nothing we can do about it. So we have to move on. We have to move forward, and I'm sure there's plenty of other players who can improve what we have and take us to a new level.
Exactly. In the great words of the Rolling Stones, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might find you get what you need. And that's what's hopefully going to be on the radar for Tottenham. Would Pau Torres be your number one now?
I think out of the options that I can see, I would say yes. I would say he would be number one.
Aymeric Laporte comes an option. Do you think we could sway him away from City?
I don't see how.
Because, or maybe a John Stones or someone like that? Someone that doesn't start week in, week out there?
They pretty much share the game time, don't they, with Diaz? Laporte started a lot last season. Maybe Stones. I'd like to think we could. Stone's more central. I wouldn't want him to play on the left. If we can get Laporte, that'd be amazing. But I find it highly unlikely we can sway him.
So you're saying Pau Torres maybe your number one at the moment?
For the left centre back role, probably. I think he could be a fine player in that role. Look, there are question marks whether he could be very good in the Premier League and physically and stuff like that. But I think in terms of ball playing, ball progression and stuff like that, or his ability on the ball is very good for a centre-back. Defensively, look, Villarreal got to the semi-finals of the Champions League for a reason. He had to be a rock at the back, and he was. And I think he could definitely slot in at that left centre-back role. I think he could be very good there. Obviously, not my number one, but I think he's a pretty good player we can fall back on, potentially.
All right, well, that is the situation. Bastoni has confirmed, along with his agent, that he will be staying at Inter Milan. Ryan Taylor suggests that Gvardiol will be staying at RB Leipzig. So
Ariane will be happy. Ben Davis, come on.
Yeah, Ben Davis to be our number one left-sided centre-back next year. But no, I do believe we will sign one. And Pau Torres could be the one to go to because it feels like there is a deal to be done there. He kind of wants to leave Villarreal, his boyhood club. He wants to be in the Champions League again. They're desperate for Lascelles, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and let's hope we can get this one done.
All right, well, let me know your thoughts on Bastoni in the comment section below. And also let me know who your number one target is now for the left-sided centre-back role in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.